perturbation. Okay. So we have seen that non-degenerate perturbation theory. It's a wonderful theory. Then we have also seen that degenerate perturbation theory. And here we are just talking about time-dependent perturbation theory. Now, my potential may be function of time, but it may not be also function of time. This is nothing to do with the time-dependent part of potential. Thing is that from here we want to know how my particle is just taking the transition from one state to another state. And this can be only analyzed by the time evolution of the state from the postulates 5. We have all learned this thing. Let me give you one example, then we will try to understand what we have to do in the next part of transition probability or time dependent perturbation. Obviously the theory is very deep rooted, but we will focus mainly on exam. So in the examination we have to calculate transition probability if we are giving some kind of perturbation to any system, and then if particle will be take transition from one state to another state, or what are the allowed transition for if we have some perturbation, some disturbance to the system. Let me give you one particular example. Suppose I have two state system. So let's say the two state system is let's say C1 phi 1 plus C2 phi 2, and this will be at, let's say, time t is equal to 0, and we have Hamiltonian, and that Hamiltonian is, let's say, H phi n is equal to En phi n. The phi n's are the eigenvector or eigenstate of Hamiltonian with eigenvalue En, and En is just a real value, and which will tell you all about the energy. And when you want to see the time evolution of this particular state, and this is two state system, phi 1 and phi 2, and if we want to go for something about psi t, then this psi t is equal to C1 e to the power I E1 t upon h cut phi 1 plus C2 e to the power minus I E2 t upon h cut phi 2. So we know all this theory, how my state can be evolved with the time, and we have some phase factor, and you can see this whole number is nothing but time dependent now. And we also know that this particular number is very interesting one, and it will tell us all about the probability, that this C1 will tell that what will be probability such that my particle will be on the state phi 1, and this C2 will tell what will be probability that my state will be on phi 2. Obviously the value is mod C1 square by mod C1 square plus mod C2 square due to this normalization factor. And here now you can see this whole thing is associated with some phase factor. This is phase factor. Obviously the mod square of this one and mod square of this one will be exactly same at t is equal to 0. So now let us see what is going to happen. Suppose I have two state system, and this two state system, let's say this is my phi 1 and this is my phi 2, and suppose my particle is here, and what I am going to do, I am just giving some disturbance in term of perturbation. Maybe this perturbation can be function of time also. Maybe it can be function of time, may not be, it may be possible that it is not a function of time. So what will happen if particle, it may be possible that particle will jump from here to here, and again after some time it will again come to its ground state and it will release some energy, and that energy will be visualized in term of photon or radiation. You can just say that thing. and that energy is dependent on E2 minus E1. And if I want to calculate the what will be the frequency of outgoing photon, then this will be E2 minus E1 upon h cut is, let's say, this is my some frequency if it is going to transit this thing. Now, the particle will go from phi1 to phi2. Is that every time it is possible that I will give some perturbation and some potential and it will just go to phi1 to phi2? No, it is not necessary. It will depend which type of potential we are giving here. If my potential is relevant in sense of mathematics or my theory of the transition probability, then only it will go from here to here, or it can come from, if it is in higher state, it can come from here to here. So what we want to calculate what will be probability, and that probability is identified as transition probability, such that particle will take transition from one state to another state or another state to one state if we are disturbing the system. And this can be given by one basic formula, and we will just decode this formula for the different cases, and then we will try to solve the problem. Are you people able to understand this thing? What is actually we are going to do?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So, and in general, in your examination, that will be only two-state transition. Okay. So we have something this two-state kind of situation, but the calculation is little bit not complicated, but we should be very much careful about the calculation, and we must be very much smart about the calculation. So what is transition probability from initial to final state? This is my initial state and this is my final state. It can be any state, second state to third state, first to ground state, ground to first state. It can be possible. So this is nothing but the transition probability, and this is defined as mod minus I upon h cut and integration between 0 to some time t. Obviously time is very relevant, that we just want to know that in this time my particle is going to take transition from initial state to final state. So this is not instantaneously. In the whole time region, we just want to calculate. So there is integration for the time. Let's say this time I am just putting small t. Okay, some time t. And this is phi f v phi I. This v is my perturbed Hamiltonian. So this v is perturbed Hamiltonian, and I have exponential I omega naught t and dt. And what is this omega naught? Omega naught is very famous. This will be EF minus EI upon h cut. And this is mod square. The whole thing will be in the mod square. So this and this potential may be function of position and time. So potential may be function of position as well as time. So what we will do, we can write this, and obviously the position and time part will be separable, then only we can integrate it, otherwise it will be very difficult. So we have to separate position and time part, and then we have to do this integration, and this integration will tell us what will be transition probability for my particle from state I to state F. And this may be function of x and t. It may be function of only x also. It may be function of x and t also. So if it is function of x and t, I can And it is necessary that it should be separable. If it is not separable, then it will create a havoc for you. So please assume that they are separable. So we have position part as well as temporal part of this particular thing. So now how we can go for this particular thing? So if I will take the position part and temporal part, then I can write this thing as 1 upon h cut square phi f, and here is positional part phi I mod square, and here is all about 0 set t, that will be temporal part, and e to the power or exponential I omega naught t dt mod square. So actually we have to calculate this particular thing, isn't it? Because minus I is due to some reason of the mathematics. So, but we have to take the mod square, so this is not so relevant. And yes, we can do this thing in a very nice way. Now, what is this particular thing? Can anybody tell me what is this particular thing? What is this particular thing? This particular thing, no, this is not expectation value. These two are different number. So this is basically your matrix element, isn't it? For f and I. This is nothing but the matrix element, isn't it? याद है जब हम लोगों ने postulates वगैरह किया था, तो this is just a matrix element. Which matrix element is that? That will be matrix element from where transition is taking place. Suppose I have particle in which is going to take transition from ground state to first excited state, then this will be matrix element for that ground state to first excited state. So this thing we have to do separately because these are separable. This is very interesting. Now I have to calculate this part in a very smart way. Okay, so we have to calculate this part in a very smart way. So there are three conditions mainly for your examination purpose. So we will just discuss all these three conditions, because if we will not do the derivation of this thing, then what will happen in the examination? You cannot give the compact answer, because there is some approximation between the calculation. So let us go for different type of potential. So we will just discuss first, if we have sinusoidal potential. Suppose the particle is in box and we are just giving some AC field into that particular, there is charged particle in the box and we are just giving the AC field to the particle, then obviously it will sinusoidal. And what is going to happen to the transition? This kind of situation is first one. Second one is that if this Vt is equal to 1, that means we have only a spatial part, there is not any temporal part. And obviously time is always a implicit part of your dynamics. You cannot avoid time, and you cannot demand that every time you will have explicit part of time. It is not possible. So second case we will discuss, that if this Vt is equal to 1, there is not any direct or explicit time dependency. And third case, yes, if there is some time dependency other than sinusoidal or constant, then obviously we have to go for this integration. And this will be our, we can do this integration with our intuition, with our early experience of working with the Schrodinger wave equation for the particle in box, for the hydrogen atom, and for the basically a harmonic oscillator. So we can easily calculate this thing, matrix element for given operator. Okay, so let us go for step by step. So today I will do some derivation, and if time allows, then I will go for one problem, and tomorrow we will finish this talk. Okay, so if you have any doubt right now, you can just ask me. Okay, so I am just keeping this thing here, and omega naught you have to calculate EF minus EI by H cut. I have given you reason why we are taking this omega naught. Now, So first case is that when we have VRT as VR, that is a spatial part, into cos omega t. Okay. So actually, we have to calculate this integration. So we have basically VFI mod square h cut square, and we have to go for integration 0 to t. The time will be given. Okay. And we have to go for calculation cos omega t e to the power I omega naught t dt. And we have to just go for mod square of this integration. Okay. So if this type of potential is there, we can write in a very compact form and you can directly use that formula actually. Okay. This is very interesting. So how we can go for this integration? So I will just take this one is VFI upon h cut square, and this integration is, let's say, I mod square. So I am just going to calculate I. Okay. So what is this I? I can be given as 0 to t cos omega t e to the power I omega t dt. And then I can write this thing as e to the power I omega t plus e to the power minus I omega t by 2. You can have sine function also. And so you can try for the sine function, you will get the same answer. Okay. T, and it will be I omega naught t dt. And we have to go for 0 to t. And so this is my I. I have to do this I square. So this I is equal to, you can go to 0 to t e to the power I t, I can take common, omega naught plus omega dt. This is my first integration. And second integration is 0 to t e to the power I omega naught minus omega t dt. Yes? Are you people comfortable?
Yes.
ठीक है ना? So let us try to go for this integration. So I am just removing this part, and I can also remove this part because I just want to write this one. Okay. So what will be this integration? This integration is e to the power it, let's say some time t, that time is there, that is omega naught plus omega minus 1, and this will be I omega naught plus omega. Yes. And second integration is e to the power I omega naught minus omega minus 1 by I omega naught minus omega, and 2 is also there, na? Half is also there. So I can take half is also there. Yes. This half. I can take this one also there. Now, look at here. What will happen? In general, omega naught and omega are just comparable to each other. So what will happen? This part will be very large compared to this one, isn't it? If this is very small, then this, sorry, if omega naught and omega is very small, then this part is very large and this is very small compared to this. So what we will do, for the calculation purpose, we can neglect this particular thing, because we are just talking about something resonance kind of thing where omega and omega naught will be comparable to each other. So we are just going to take this part, and this is e to the power I omega naught minus omega minus 1 upon 2I omega naught minus omega. And I can write this thing in a very nice form. this will be, I can take omega naught minus omega by 2 common, and you have e to the power I omega naught minus omega and by 2 actually, by 2 minus e to the power minus I omega naught minus omega by 2, and t is also there, t is also there, t is also there, by 2i. So what will be this value? I can write this value as sine part, isn't it? And obviously this part is also there, omega naught minus omega. This is also there, this part, omega naught minus omega. So I can write this whole thing as e to the power I omega naught minus omega, and you have this value as, this is little bit interesting, this value as sine omega naught minus omega upon 2 t upon omega naught minus omega. Okay, are you people comfortable?
Yes,
When I will take the mod square, then what is going to happen? This is phase part and this is amplitude part, isn't it? When Hannah, this is amplitude part and this is phase part. So if you will take the mod square, you will take only this part, isn't it? So what will be my probability IF is VFI mod square h cut square, and this value is equal to sine square omega naught minus omega t upon 2 by omega naught minus omega whole square. Yes, are you people comfortable?
yes, sir.
है ना?
तो e raised to I omega naught minus omega upon 2 आएगा ना?
बाहर में ना, ओके यस, बाहर में
हाँ।
2 आएगा, 2 आएगा, यस, बट मैग्नीट्यूड लेने से गायब हो जाएगा, है ना? सो आर यू पीपल कंफर्टेबल?
यस सर।
तो एक प्रॉब्लम करें इसके ऊपर, है ना? फर्स्ट जस्ट चेक इट, जस्ट चेक इट। तो ये भी करते जाते हैं, प्रॉब्लम भी करते जाएंगे एक एक करके, ठीक है? Okay, let us go for this. So how you will calculate this thing? And now if you will have this formula, you can directly use this one. Okay, so this is very interesting, and you can see omega at omega is equal to omega naught, you will have some resonance kind of thing. Okay, it is very interesting that you, if you want to plot this particular probability density, sorry, transition probability with the time. Now let us go for a problem. A particle is confined in 1D box. And what is this box? This box is basically Vx is equal to 0 if x is between 0 to a by 2 and infinity otherwise. So this is my original Hamiltonian, and it is perturbed with, potential. It is perturbed with potential. And what is this potential? The potential is Vxt. This is very nice potential. Is, let's say, V naught, and that will be cos omega t, where x is between 0 to a by 2 and t is between 0 to capital T. So what we have to do? We have to calculate transition probability transition probability such that particle transition probability for n is equal to 1 to n is equal to 2. So we have to calculate this transition probability. Okay. So this is very nice problem. We can, this type of problem can come into your exam at any time. Okay. So let us try to do this thing. So what we have to do? Omega is given. So this is this omega. I have to calculate omega naught. So let us try to calculate omega naught. What will be omega naught? This will be EF minus EI upon H cut. So what is my EF? EF is E2 minus E1 upon H cut. And you can write E2 as 4 E naught minus E naught upon H cut. That will be 3 E naught upon H cut. And we know what is value of E naught. E naught is equal to pi square H cut square upon 2ma square, because I know all about my original Hamiltonian. Yes. So this part I have covered, and T is equal to tau. Sorry, T is equal to capital T. So obviously we have covered this part. The real challenge is that we have to calculate this one. Are you getting my point? Yes.
सर वो एनर्जी वैल्यू में 2m a की जगह a/2 आएगा ना?
Why? Oh, sorry.
क्योंकि
ऊपर मैंने a/2
particle-
लिख दिया है क्या? Okay. Sorry. This will be a, and perturbation is a/2. Sorry. Thank you. This will be between 0 to a. Sorry. Thank you. Otherwise तो खेल ही खत्म है. अगर a/2 होता तो क्या होगा वो भी देख लेंगे, है ना? Anyway, good. Thank you very much. This will be 0 to a. Actually मेरे दिमाग में perturbation था 0 to a/2, and मैंने वहां लिख दिया. Anyway, the perturbation is axis between 0 to a/2. Okay. Now the real challenge is what? Real challenge is that we have to calculate VFI. This is the ultimate thing we have to calculate. Otherwise, everything is cakewalk for you. So what is VFI? We have to go for, and this is a spatial part. So we have done all the thing for the temporal part. Time वाले part का हमने काम कर लिया है. We have to just go for what? The spatial part. So let us go for VFI. This will be 0 to a/2. And this is phi 2 star. And what is perturbation? Is V naught phi 1 dx. So you can go V naught 2 by a integration 0 to a/2, and this will be sine 2 pi x by a, and there is sine pi x by a dx. What will be this value? Anyone? हम लोगों ने कर रखा है. कहां किया था ये बताओ. We have done this integration. So what is V? Exactly. VFI की वैल्यू क्या आएगी? V naught 4V0 upon 3 pi. किया था ना? कहां किया था? Degenerate perturbation theory में किया था. याद है?
Yes, sir.
है ना? Constant potential up to half part. So now what will be your VFI? So your VFI is, sorry, PFI. So I to F, actually I am saying I to F, actually this is transition probability, that will be 16 V0 square upon 9 pi square, and here sine square omega naught minus omega capital T upon 2 upon omega naught minus omega whole square, and that is value of omega naught. We can put the value of omega naught and we can get this answer. Yes? हो जाएगा ऐसे प्रॉब्लम?
सर h कट स्क्वायर भी होगा ना?
By h cut square. हाँ कहीं मिस कर गया क्या? That will be h cut square. So this is your h cut square. Yes, h cut square is also there. Okay, are you people comfortable?
Yes, sir.
है ना? चलो, so next problem, next condition देखते हैं, where your potential is constant. Okay, तो क्या होगा उसे हम कैसे देख सकते हैं? So यहां तक क्लीन करूं इसे?
Yes, sir.
Okay. दिस इज वेरी सिंपल थिंग, जस्ट आपको समझ में आना चाहिए आपको करना क्या है. एक्चुअली इस तरह के प्रॉब्लम को देखकर आपको बस लगेगा कि यार ये क्या दे रहा है, बट एक बार आप समझे रहोगे, जाने रहोगे, देन यू कैन इजिली कैलकुलेट दिस थिंग, बिकॉज ऐसा कैलकुलेशन आप कर चुके हो, ऐसा कुछ भी हम लोग नया नहीं कर रहे हैं, है ना. वंस योर श्रोडिंगर वेव इक्वेशन इज फिनिश्ड, एवरीथिंग इज रिपीटेड. ये हो सकता है कि कैलकुलेशन का लेवल थोड़ा सा बढ़ जाए. सो कॉन्सेप्ट इज नॉट very deep rooted actually. Mathematical concept is there. Okay, let us go for case 2. What is case 2? So case 1 is all about sinusoidal. We will do some more problem, but right now we are just developing the theory as well as we are just doing this all exercise, है ना. Let's go for case 2. Case 2, when Vxt is only spatial part, or RT, let's just go for more generalized. Case 2, VRT is only spatial part, there is not any time part. But time is there. Time को कौन रोक सकता है? You cannot stop time. Okay? Constant potential you are just going to apply, just a constant potential. Then what is going to happen for the transition probability? Then again, what we have to do? We have to just calculate PFI is something minus I upon h cut integration 0 to some time t, and we have psi f or phi f, that is psi f, na? Psi f v psi I e to the power I omega naught t dt mod square. यही है ना? So again, this time this is only function of r, so I can easily take it outside. So I have VFI upon h cut square, and we have integration 0 to t, and this part is e to the power I omega naught t dt. Okay, and this is very simple integration, isn't it? And we have to take the mod square. So we have again VFI upon h cut square and some integration I square, and we have to take for mod I square. Let us calculate this mod I. So I is nothing, integration 0 to t e to the power I omega naught t dt. Again, what is omega naught? Omega naught is equal to EF minus EI upon h cut. So this is my integral part. So obviously this is e to the power I omega naught t minus 1 and I omega naught, isn't it? इसे इंटीग्रेट करो तो यही होगा ना. ज्यादा फास्ट तो नहीं कर दिया मैं, कि जब मैं फास्ट करता हूं तो डर लग जाता है कहीं गलत तो नहीं है. सही है. Okay, so I can just take e to the power I omega naught t by 2 common, and I will take here e to the power I omega naught t by 2 common, and e to the power I omega naught t by 2 minus e to the power minus I omega naught t by 2. I can put 2i here, I can put 2i here. Yes, and omega naught is also there, and omega naught is also there. And what is this value? This value is nothing but sine part. This value is nothing but sine part. So we have
Sir,
I-
I omega naught है.
sorry, I ऊपर कहाँ
I
से चला गया?
omega naught.
That will be I here. Okay. Yes, I omega naught. Yes. No, that not I. एक मिनट. I तो यहाँ ले लिया ना, 2 से मल्टीप्लाई करके I को इसके साथ ले लिया. So that will be 2 upon omega naught, isn't it? I omega naught यहाँ है. So I is here, omega naught is here. 2 I have multiplied with myself. So this will be some sine function. So I think this I is actually board छोटे रहने से ना बहुत प्रॉब्लम होता है. So that will be 2e to the power I omega naught t by 2, and this value is sine omega naught t by 2 upon omega naught, है ना? लिख सकते हैं इसे? Okay. So if I will put it here, then I have this equation as this equation. Suppose I am putting this particular value here, VFI upon h cut square. This value is 4 sine square omega naught t by 2 upon omega naught square. If we want, we can write it in little bit smarter way, and this is mod square. So we have this transition matrix VFI mod square, and I can write sine square omega naught t by 2, and here is omega naught h cut by 2 whole square, isn't it? We can write it this something like this. Clear है ये?
Yes, sir.
है ना? So you have to remember this formula. You can easily use this formula. This is not a tough formula. You can easily use this one. Okay, so this is my transition probability when you have constant potential, constant perturbation, and you want to transit your particle from one state to another state. Let us try to go for some problem. एक problem करते हैं, फिर बाकी कल के लिए रखते हैं. यहाँ तक क्लियर है आपके लिए? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we have harmonic oscillator with frequency omega, or potential with potential half m omega square x square. This is my potential, and it is going to perturbed with potential Hp is equal to V naught x. Hp is equal to V naught x. Now the question is that what will be transition probability between 0 to 1, ground state to first excited state के लिए transition probability क्या होगा? Okay, transition probability between 0 to 1. Okay, we just want to calculate this one. So how we will calculate it? It's a very interesting. So obviously first I have to calculate what will be my omega naught. What is my omega naught? E1 minus E0 upon h cut. What is E1? 3 by 2 h cut omega. What is E0? 1 by 2 h cut omega by h cut. So this value is equal to omega, है ना? यही आ रहा है ना? This value is omega. The ultimate thing is that we have to calculate what will be my VFI. So VFI, I have to calculate, this value is 1x0 and we can take V0 outside. हमें इसी को तो कैलकुलेट करना होगा ना? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Or you can just write this thing 1 0 element, 1 0 element. So 1 0. How you will calculate this thing? You can write V0 1 and that will be x0 a plus a dagger 0 लिख सकते हैं ना. And what is your x0? हम लोग कर चुके हैं, रूट अंडर h कट अपॉन 2m ओमेगा. यस, याद है हार्मोनिक ऑसिलेटर ऑपरेटर मेथड.
Yes.
So we have first term, I can take V0 and x0 common. x0 is root under h cut upon 2m omega. We have two matrix 1 a 0 plus 1 a dagger 0. So what will happen? A will go to 0, it will survive, isn't it? It will survive, and A will go to 0, that will be 0. So that part is 0. And A dagger will operate on 0, that will survive, isn't it? What is this value? This value is 1 and this value is 0. So this is V0 x0. So we can just put V0 to 1 is equal to V0 square x0 square. X0 I can put h cut upon root under h cut upon 2m omega, and that value is sine square omega t upon 2, and here is omega h cut upon 2 whole square. So this is your transition probability. And now last class one student have asked me, sir, can we know where transition can take place? Is that there is any mathematical rule? Now look at here. If this is your potential, can I say that transition can be only possible only for delta n is plus minus 1? Say yes or no. If this is my potential, can I give this boundation the delta n will be only plus minus 1? जो कल
Yes,
स्टूडेंट
sir.
आए थे वो देख सकते हो. Because we have to calculate this particular thing. V0 m a plus a dagger n, and that is x0. So what will happen? V0 x0, we have m n minus 1, and I can take root n here, and V0 x0 I am taking this common, plus root n plus 1 m n, sorry, that will be n plus 1. Plus you can take root n plus 1 m n plus 1. है ना? And what is this value? This value is root n delta m n minus 1 or root n plus 1 delta m n plus 1. So it will survive only if you have delta n is equal to plus 1 or minus 1. Otherwise it is 0. So here you can, from this potential, you cannot jump from ground state to second state. You cannot jump from ground state to third state. You can jump only from ground to first, first to second, second to third, third to second, because this is my mathematical compulsion due to this particular x. So we have some selection rule, isn't it? We have some selection rule, and what is this selection rule for this potential? Is delta n is equal to plus minus 1. So whatever be the selection rule you have learned, that have basic mathematics behind that. Are you getting my point? Suppose you have learned dipole-dipole
Yes, sir.
transition. So you will just write the dipole moment, the expression of mathematical part of dipole moment, and you will take which type of system you have, and then you will see that which particular matrix element is going to survive. It is not necessary that every matrix element is going to survive. Are you people comfortable? So I have just
Yes.
given you one example that how transition can take place and what is basic mathematics behind that. Okay, so this is just an overview of your transition probability, or mainly you can name this as time dependent perturbation, because the sometime perturbation can be the time part, and we just want to know what will happen between this time to this time. Okay, so tomorrow we will do some problem session, 3 and 4 problem we will do, including your exam problem. Okay, so I think everybody is comfortable.